We got Tyrex, we got ourselves Jane's Arm, Monster, and Shaykhan. Be out of stealth rogues and out of cat form pharaohs unless you are dueling. Out of stealth and out of form. Daedra on Team Blue. We got ourselves Nyalea, we got ourselves Chokes, Ealun, and Athel. Man, looking geared to the teeth. I do like this Marg a lot, by the way. I used it on thumbnail just now. I just looked up Athel. I was like, yo, he looks great. It looks awesome. I actually think it was great. Shaykhan getting hit with a stun. Azeroth throws in a bike. Shaykhan eats that bike and doesn't take like half his health and damage. What has happened? I think that bike might need a little bit of a tune-up. You know what I mean? I think something's wrong with that bike. I think the battery on that thing going down. It didn't reach the Mach speeds we were normally seeing. But it looks like it's going to be Shaykhan just getting some dots on the pet. Nyalea just going in for the dot play. Looks like the shields for Shaykhan, the power word shields, are doing work. I mean, his health isn't really going anywhere. I mean, he's doing decent. Freezing trap on one side. Shaykhan knows not to go in there. But with Nyalea sprinting around, there's just no answer behind it. He has to do it. Or he try maybe to get around. Nyalea, oh, your pet actually down for the count. And if Shaykhan can somehow close the gap with Nyalea and stop him and prevent him from getting a pet up and running, that's going to be the freezing trap as Nyalea goes in for a camo. Needs to get a new pet. Revive pet comes out. Needs to make sure you maintain your pet as best as possible. That's going to be Shaykhan again. Nyalea reapplying the dot stun onto Nyalea. Does human racials out of it into a stun onto Shaykhan. Does he go for a trick of his own? Looks like he's just going to wait. Twisted Appendage drop it in. Shaykhan needs to eliminate that thing immediately. Fear onto the Hunter. It looks like the Fear breaks a little early. Mindbender joins the fight, and so does the Siphon. Nyalea needs to take down the Siphon. Going to be a turtle shell. Safeguard comes out. Does get feared out. Horde out of the way to go for a feint death while VT is on him. Does remove the dots, but is going to throw him in a CC. That's going to be a canceled channel of a manic bandage for Shaykhan. This is good. And I think Nyalea might be looking for a camo to get himself a bit of a reset. Is the cooldown on that thing up, or is it still there? Is it going to send the pet out? Looks like he's not going to be able to get out of combat that easily. And Shaykhan getting some damage onto the pet. Roar XD. Just going to keep the pet low. Actually, just goes for execute. Stun onto Nyalea. No pet available. This is going to be a void eruption. Does go for a feint death. It's going to throw him into more CC. Shaykhan reapplying the dots. As Nyalea needs to be looking for some kind of a way out of here. Revive pet comes out. No way for him to deal with the dots. Manic bandages, I guess the magic damage is not like he can really do about it. Dropping another bike and Shaykhan. Again, the bike doesn't seem to do much. And Nyalea looks like he's going to just gush out. He's getting taken down to the gushers. That's going to be a Shadow Priest playing it smooth and steady. Actually, is Shadow Priest supposed to win against Hunter in those kind of situations? I don't know if it's supposed to or not. Shaykhan going in for that Void Operation, getting the hell out of dodge as Chokes is going to be up next. And Shaykhan played a long game last week against the Pala. So if you don't think he's going to go for a long game here, oh, he knows he's going to do it. He knows he'll have to do it. He knows he can beat a Pala. Stun on the Chokes. He does go for human racial by the looks of it. Shield of Vengeance is up. Mind control on the Chokes. Walking up to the other zip code. Might be a perfect opportunity just to hit him with a bit of that. Actually, I'm just going to try to avoid the Shield of Vengeance, I guess. Shadow Man's coming out for Shaykhan. Is going to get him with a stun. Shield of Vengeance does get a pop. Shaykhan does trick it. Fear comes out on the Chokes as wings are up. Shaykhan is looking to get the hell away from him. Void Eruption comes out. Silence on the Chokes. Will be silence from somebody's spell. Siphon rolling in. Is going to eliminate with a quick auto attack. Quick swap for him. Wings are available for Chokes again. It should be huge. Bubble coming out. Shaykhan might have to go for Disperse here. Massive Spell trying to come out. Does get interrupted. Is going to go for Shadow Man's as Massive Spell is a holy spell, and that's gonna be Chokes having to go for recovery here. Does get quite a lot of health, and now has a health advantage over Shaykhan. Stun coming out by the Shadow Priest with a Vampiric Embrace. Does get a lot of health back. Hodge comes out, still wings on the palace, still a spooky situation. Mindbender doing quite a bit of damage, quite a bit of work. Granite Fate coming out for Shaykhan. And Chokes recovering a lot of health. No dampening just yet. So the Pala is going to gain a lot of health recovery off. And Shaykhan still looking at a Disperse if anything. Worst comes to worst. He's going to walk Chokes out. Actually, wouldn't you want Chokes out in the open? I think he does want to put him out in the open. Siphon from a distance is going to get the dots. Chokes is slowed down to disbelief. And that's going to be some health recovery here. Silence out of Chokes. Shaykhan, can you do it enough here? Bop available for Chokes. The only thing he'll be able to use it on against Siphon. Shield of Vengeance is back up as Shaykhan is trying to go and burn through it with those void bolts. Is trying to land a mind control onto Chokes. Just trying to walk him out of the platform. Not gonna happen. Hodge onto Shaykhan. It looks like that was a Shield of Vengeance that did quite a bit of damage, but no more wings available for Chokes, at least for now. So Shaykhan might be okay. Try not to get interrupted. Does get interrupted in the Shadow. Not optimal, but still is not in a bad situation just yet. Shadow Men's are happening. Although, one thing I will say about Shadow Priest and Shadow Men's, Everything Shadow is great. Sub-Rogues, Shadow damage, great. Shadow Priest, Shadow damage, great. Affliction Warlock, Shadow damage, great. Everything with Shadow damage seems to do a lot better in Shadowlands, but also Shadowmen seem to do a lot more healing now. Like, actually competitive healing, actually good for Shadow Priest. Which I think is going to be good, especially for these duels. My man. It's going to be MC onto chokes. Does Shaykhan have CC chains stunned to follow? Does he have enough damage? Can he slow him down enough? Flashlights are still coming out into a mind control. Does he stop that heal? I think he might have been able to stop it. Flashlights are still coming out pretty quickly. And Shaykhan is going to have to whittle chokes down. He's going to have to chip away at him. He doesn't have the burst. This is not Shadowlands yet. But he's going to have to whittle him down little by little. So for chokes, it's going to be a long game. Shaykhan has to play the long game because that's all he can really do. For chokes, he needs to get himself a setup, I think. I think he has to do it. Does eliminate Siphon, says that thing is going to channel through the wall. And that's going to be a silence onto chokes as he's closing the gap. Does he go for big damn? There's going to be an interrupt onto Shaykhan. Trinkets out of it. Disperse available if he needs to. Wings are up for chokes right now. Does Shaykhan go for any CC chains? Anything? Stun onto chokes. He's got a human racial out of that stun. Trying to get some damage onto Shaykhan. There's going to be a mind control to follow. Shield of Edges does pop, but not for the most amount of damage. Shaykhan does have Vampiric Embrace, so he should be able to maintain himself. Hand of Freedom is going to be waited out for chokes. Void bolts are available for Shaykhan. Does go for a Mindless chokes. Does he have anything to follow here? And Shaykhan recovered quite a lot of health here. I guess not even a Daedra Warlock Hellstar could have helped him. Void Racial does get him to disappear to the other side of the arena. The mind control is going to disrupt the wing. Center Freedom should get chokes up and running on top of Shaykhan. Maybe disperse money to come out here. Does Shaykhan go for it? Try to decide whether he wants to or not. It looks like Chokes is trying to get the hell out of this. Silence comes out as Shaykhan leaves him over the bit of a CC. Chokes goes for a bit of a recovery. His dampening drops to 12% as we hit in that 7-minute mark for Shaykhan. These pillars, man, are rough to deal with, dude. They're rough to deal with. Chokes is going to recover a lot of health, though. Shaykhan, without the mobility, he just can't really close the gap with Chokes, and he's just going to be able to catch up on a lot of health. Just regularly catch up on a lot of health. There's a flash of lights at 40% dampening, not enough to keep him down. VTs are up. It's going to be a mind bend as Shaykhan got himself some damn into a greater fade, and looks like it's going to be Chokes getting the hell out of dodge. Siphon at least does tag him, and that's going to be some healing reduction as he goes in for heals. That's one thing that Shaykhan can do, is maybe hit him with a silence as he goes behind the pillar, and make sure maybe there's a Siphon attacking him as he goes behind the pillar, because he'll need to poke out. That Siphon is reset at healing by 50%. Slow onto Shaykhan, trying to go for a bit of Shadowman's, maintain himself at 100% health since he might as well. And Chokes is starting to choke a little bit. He could, again, go for a big go. Bubble back up. Bob still available. Not needed, actually. Shield of Enders can use it for big damage back to the Shadow Priest. Wings are available. It looks like maybe he's finding his grip. He's finding his senses. Mind control. Bubble comes out for Chokes. Shaykhan doesn't go for Disperse. Looks like the Disperse finally comes out. And Chokes looking to recover as much health as possible. Does he have the mobility to close the gap with the Shadow Priest? He does. Shield of Enders does get to pop. Siphon dropped in, and Shaykhan tried to sneak in. Some dots. VGs are going to be up. Trying to get an MC onto Chokes is going to run him out of the way. Probably should be running him away from any pillars. Mindbender is going to be dropping in. Silence on the Chokes, and the healing he has is going to be reduced for a second while Silence is up into a Void Eruption. Void Bolts are flying. Chokes trying to go for a little bit of flashlights. Looks like the dots have set in, though. Hand of Freedom and trying to get out. Wings just for the heal. Trying to see if he can get out, but Executs come out. Can he stay alive, though? Does the Shadow Priest claim him? It looks like Flash of Light and Void Bolt does eliminate him out of the game. He is one with Nazad. His mind has been consumed. And Shaykhan, I think they're hungry for more. Who is next? Paladins, throw all your wings at me. I'm a Shadow Priest. I'm squish his paper. I'll take all you on as he taunts them all in a big old mount. You gotta give the Shadow Priest tenacity here, man. That's gonna be a stun onto a loon as the Demon Hunter rolls in. I think a Demon Hunter might be a whole another challenge here, though. A lot more aggressive of a class. The dots are set in either way. Shaykhan already has a pretty good opener. Silence on the Demon Hunter. I don't really know what they can do. Maybe it stops those stuns. Maybe it stops the silences. They actually might stop those silences for a second. Into a Fell Barrage on the Shaykhan. Big Fell Barrage damage. Fear by Shaykhan. Trying to wait until Disperse is available. Trying to align from Ealunariel. Does get that much needed Disperse. Stunned by Ealun. Does have Imprison if he needs to. Does have immunity if he needs to. That's going to be a Void Eruption by Shaykhan. That's going to be huge heals by Ealunariel. Getting that Warlock Hustler from Danger. But is that Warlock Hustler going to be enough? Flying up in the air. Does Shaykhan stay down below? And does he go for the kill? I think he goes in for the finish with a Mind Blast. Blasting him out of the sky. And Shadowmen's are coming back. Trying to mend the wounds as it looks like Atheman is preparing to go up next. From one paladin to another, man. From one skillet into the tray, dude. This kitchen is on fire. And Shaykhan, I guess he's given the opportunity to at least get some heals, making sure to apply a stand buff for his allies before his inevitable demise against the man himself, Outlaw. Natha is going to at least give him a little bit of a reheal, but 33% dampen is only so much a shot priest can do to heal. Atha is going to get hit with some slows back into Shaykhan. Disperse available in 30 seconds. If Atha can clap some cheeks before then, this might be the win. Mindbender onto Atha. Void of Rachel available. That's going to be a silence onto Atha. Does pony up, though, for some big damage. It's going to be Crucible getting thrown in one chicken. Shaykhan, no disperse. Does go down to Atha. Did as best as he humanly could. 2 paladins is maybe too much for a shot priest to deal. 1 paladin to the next. I mean, it's a lot of damn. It's a lot of damn. Atha been bubbling off as Monster is going to be at next. Monster bubbling off, so Atha is going to be exposed right now as immunity surrounds. Monster does get himself a Shield of Vengeance. So this is going to be a bit of a chess match. Shield of Vengeance for a bubble for Shield of Vengeance. And Monster taking a lot of the Shield of Vengeance damage. Actually super low. Atha also low. Next Hodge could be the winner. Wings available for Atha. Hodge by Monster. Atha cannot stop it. I think it's going to be the answer. Atha and Monster taking him out with a one last hammer. Daedra is going to be up next. Getting the pets up and running onto Monster. Setting up a gateway. Might be able to get himself a side entrance here. Monster trying to heal as much as possible. Interrupt onto the Paladin though. Does go for a stun all this pets. The Boskin bombers are attacking him. Human Rachel's out of there to get the hell away. That's going to be Shavara coming back on top of Monster again. Daedra is going to drop down a stun onto Monster with a Felguard. It's going to be a Voodoo Rod Trick and try to get some shadow bolts in. Monster is going to take a lot of damn Crucible from a distance. Down he goes. We still have quite a lot of enemies on Team Red left over. Tyrex, are you next? It looks like Tyrex is going to be up next. I don't know where the Rogue went. Did the Rogue leave? I think the Rogue did leave. Unforge. Very unforge. Stun by onto Daedra. Daedra does not go for second BC. Oh, does he? Looks like he doesn't go for second BC in the opener. Might be a good idea. Mally onto Tyrex. He does shrink it. Could go for second BC if you wanted to. Trying to get some hand gold downs up and running with a Tyrant. Tyrex, does he go for any defenses here? That's going to be full-blown Tyrant attacking right now. Boskin Bomber joining the fight. For some reason, Tyrant is not attacking Tyrex. There he goes. While available for Tyrex, proud to pop in a bear from into a bit of renewal. But that might not be enough. That's still a lot of damage onto the Feral with the Crucible. Right to try to regrowth. That Saving Good Chicken is a lot weaker with 47% dampening. Does Daedra end up taking him out, though? That's going to be a lot of pets attacking the Feral from the back. He's melted to something. He's taking a lot of damage. Rigosa trying to come out. Not a lot of health given back. Still sitting in bear. I think he's just sitting bear. He's sitting duck. And down he goes as Daedra taking him out. Jane's our last one left on Team Red. Sad that the Rogue never got to play. Looks like he saw the Priest doing well. He's like, you know what? I better re-roll. Shadowlands Priest are looking pretty good. If this man can deal with this, you can do this much damage as a Priest right now, it'd probably be pretty good. Daedra getting that Succubus opener onto Jane's trying to get the pets up and running. Jane's is looking like he's just letting it happen. Letting those pets attack him. It's going to be a trinket for that Mortal Coil stun onto Daedra. As Jane's are trying to go for some damage here. Maybe a gateway for Daedra. Does get a wall up and running. No gateway yet. Metamorphosis coming out for Jane's. Daedra needs to get some sort of CC chain rolling. Going to be a stun. Trying to come out at least. Interrupted by Janezar. Maybe Fear might need to come out for Daedra. Maybe a second Besiege. Try to heal himself. I think of this late into the dampening. Not a lot of healing is going to be available. Janezar does he get hit stunned with a Felguard? Looks like he was able to either dodge it or something. I think he was able to maybe Blade Dance dodge and stun. Daedra, does he have any more CC? Succubus goes in for the Succubus Seduction. Daedra trying to go for a stun. He interrupted immediately. I think it's going to be over, man. I think it's going to be over with a Demon Hunter fully meta. Yeah, that's a rough one right there, boys. Definitely a rough one right there. Yo, look at that damn out of Shaykhan. 3 kills. Lots of self-heals, actually. I guess he's going for the Void or Vampiric Embrace on cooldown, man. Just trying to maintain. That's a shot piece. You gotta give him credit, man. They're not that great for duels, but that man did all he could. You gotta give him credit. You know what I mean? Alright, boys. This is gonna let him do it, yeah?